time. For the young women of the 1920s, time was running out, but they didn't know it yet. It was the golden age, and these girls had the best job in America, painting glowing dials on watches. They used a new magical element called radium. Discovered by Marie Curie, it was worth more than gold. Back then, people thought radium was a cure-all. They drank radium water, ate radium chocolate, and used radium cosmetics. The girls were paid well. They felt lucky. But there was one specific instruction they had to follow: lip, dip, paint. To get a sharp point, they were told to shape the brush with their lips, hundreds of times a day. Every time they did this, they swallowed a tiny amount of radioactive poison. When they asked if it was dangerous, the managers lied. They said, "Radium will put a rosy bloom on your cheeks." The girls loved the glow. For fun, they would paint their nails, teeth, and even dresses to shine at parties. They were called the Ghost Girls. They literally glowed in the dark. But the magic was actually a curse. Years went by. The radium settled inside their bodies. And then, the horror began. It started with a toothache, just a small pain. But when the dentist pulled the tooth, a piece of her jawbone came out with it. The bone wasn't healing, it was crumbling. Doctors were baffled. Their jaws were turning into a honeycomb. Their bones were literally breaking under their own weight. They developed anemia. Their spines collapsed. They were rotting from the inside out while still alive. To cover it up, the company doctors lied again. They claimed the girls had syphilis to ruin their reputations. The United States Radium Corporation knew the truth, but they paid experts to keep quiet. Secret studies proved radium was deadly. But the company hid the reports and kept hiring more girls one by one. The Ghost Girls died. Their deaths were slow, agonizing, and terrifying. But one woman, Grace Fryer, refused to die quietly. She decided to sue one of the biggest companies in the world. It was an impossible fight. No lawyer wanted to take the case against such a powerful corporation. In 1928, 5 dying women went to court. Some were so weak they couldn't even raise their hands to take the oath. Finally, they found a lawyer. The press called them the Legion of the Doomed. The company tried to delay the trial, hoping the girls would die before the verdict. Grace said, "I am not thinking of myself anymore. I am thinking of the hundreds of girls to follow." Their testimony shocked the world. It was the first time the public realized that radium was a killer. In court, a doctor proved that the girls were so radioactive they could expose photographic film just by breathing on it. They won. The case was settled. It wasn't a lot of money, and it couldn't save their lives, but it changed everything. Because of them, new laws were made to protect workers from dangerous chemicals. The scientific knowledge gained from their bodies helped save thousands of lives during the atomic bomb project. The Radium Girls were the sacrificial lambs of the nuclear age. Grace Fryer died in 1933. But her story didn't end in the grave. If you take a Geiger counter to their graves today, nearly 100 years later, the needles will still jump. Their bones are still radioactive. They will continue to glow in the dark for another 1,000 years. We remember them not as victims, but as the women who forced the world to care about worker safety. Their time ran out, so that ours wouldn't. This was the tragic story of the Radium Girls. What other dark secrets of history should we uncover? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching MediCase Files. Stay curious and stay safe.